At 3:55 in the morning on May 10, 1940, Adolf Hitler launched Case Yellow, sending hundreds of German warplanes to crush the neutral Netherlands in a lightning strike. Nazi planners expected total air supremacy within hours, but over the burning runways of Waalhaven airfield near Rotterdam, the Luftwaffe collided with an unexpected mechanical nightmare. Rising through bomb craters and smoke, a small flight of 3 twin-engine fighters ripped into the German formations, intercepting waves of Junkers Ju-52 transport planes and modern Messerschmitt Bf 109 escort fighters. In less than 40 minutes of intense low-altitude aerial combat, these 3 Dutch aircraft intercepted and brought down 13 German planes, dealing a stunning blow to the initial airborne assault led by General Kurt Student. This ferocious counterattack marked the combat debut of the Fokker G1, a hunting cruiser, an unconventional twin-boom heavy fighter that carried the most concentrated forward-firing nose battery of any operational warplane in 1940. Conceived by chief designer Erich Schatzki, the aircraft was developed to combine long-range patrol capabilities with overwhelming firepower. While the Royal Netherlands Army Air Service had only 23 operational Fokker G1a airframes available to defend against the entire German Second Air Fleet, the aircraft left an indelible mark on the opening campaign of the Western Front. Historical records confirm that Dutch defensive operations, spearheaded by these fighters and coordinated anti-aircraft units, contributed to the destruction of over 250 Junkers Ju-52 transport aircraft across 5 days of combat, crippling Germany's strategic air transport fleet for years to come. Before we go on, did this little-known opening battle of 1940 surprise you? And make sure to subscribe so you never miss our deep dives into historic military aviation. And tell me where you are watching from. To understand why this aircraft caused such shock in 1940, one must examine its extraordinary mechanical architecture. When the design first appeared at the Paris Air Show in November 1936, international observers immediately nicknamed it the Reaper because of its lethal nose armament. Unlike contemporary British Supermarine Spitfire or German Messerschmitt Bf 109 fighters that mounted machine guns inside their wings, the Fokker G1a concentrated its entire primary battery directly inside the central streamlined fuselage nose. Engineers packed 8 7.92mm FN Browning machine guns into a tight cluster. Each barrel fired at 1,200 rounds per minute, producing a combined cyclic rate of 9,600 rounds per minute. Because the weapons were mounted along the central fuselage axis rather than across the wings, pilots did not have to calculate complex bullet convergence zones, nor did they require synchronization gears to fire through propeller arcs. A single 2-second burst unleashed 320 rounds directly into a target, delivering catastrophic structural damage against corrugated aluminum airframes and exposed aircraft engines. Complementing this devastating nose battery was an advanced hybrid structural design engineered by Erich Schatzki. The aircraft featured a wingspan of 17.15 meters and an empty weight of 3,325 kilograms. The central crew nacelle utilized welded steel tubing covered by light aluminum alloys, while the expansive cantilever wings and twin tail booms were constructed from seamless monocoque plywood. This composite structure was far lighter than the all-metal airframes found on German Messerschmitt Bf 110 heavy fighters. Powered by 2 Bristol Mercury 8-9-cylinder radial engines producing 830 horsepower each, The aircraft reached a maximum speed of 475 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 4,100 meters, with an operational ceiling of 9,250 meters. This exceptional power-to-weight ratio granted the twin-boom fighter remarkable low-altitude maneuverability and an unusually tight turning radius, allowing Dutch pilots to out-turn heavier twin-engine adversaries during the crucial defensive actions of May 1940. The devastating reality of aerial warfare descended fully across the Netherlands between May 10 and May 14, 1940, turning the tactical qualities of the twin-engine interceptor into a vital instrument of survival. At dawn on May 10th, German bombers conducted surprise saturation raids against Bergen airfield in North Holland, destroying 10 Fokker G1, an aircraft before their engines could even be started. The surviving operational fighters based at Waalhaven and De Kuij immediately initiated continuous defensive sorties, targeting transport columns and paratrooper drop zones around The Hague and the strategic bridges of Rotterdam. Facing faster Messerschmitt Bf 109E fighters that possessed top speeds exceeding 560 kilometers per hour, Dutch pilots adapted their flight profiles to counter the German high-altitude diving advantage. Flight crews employed a low-altitude combat doctrine known as tree-top skimming, navigating below 15 to 20 meters along coastal dikes, canals, and tree lines. Flying at ground level negated German radar detection and prevented Messerschmitt fighters from initiating vertical dive attacks. From May 11th through May 13th, these low-flying patrols repeatedly ambushed incoming Junkers Ju-52 formations, attempting improvised landings on Dutch highways and coastal beaches. However, intense combat quickly exposed severe logistical vulnerabilities. The Dutch armaments factory at Hembrugge became isolated by rapid German armored advances, severing ammunition supply chains. By May 12th, maintenance crews were forced to fit several aircraft with only 4 functional machine guns instead of the standard 8-gun configuration, while others operated with critically depleted ammunition reserves. Despite severe supply shortages and overwhelming numerical disparity, the remaining flight crews flew missions until operational ammunition was completely exhausted. When the city of Rotterdam faced devastating bombardment, and the Dutch Military High Command ordered a general surrender on May 14, 1940, ground crews systematically destroyed all remaining flyable airframes to prevent their capture by advancing German forces. Despite the surrender of the Dutch military on May 14, 1940, the story of the twin-engine interceptor took an extraordinary final turn on May 5, 1941. Following the occupation, German forces had seized uncompleted Fokker G1b airframes from the Rotterdam factories, applying iron cross markings and utilizing them as advanced night fighter training aircraft. Seizing an opportunity during a routine flight test, Dutch test pilot Hid Leegstra and engineer Piet Vos executed a daring defection. They secretly overloaded the aircraft auxiliary fuel tanks and executed a low-level escape run across the North Sea. Flying merely 5 meters above the waves to evade German radar tracking and outrun pursuing Messerschmitt fighters, they successfully landed at Royal Air Force Station Manston in England, astonishing British intelligence officers with the intact design. The technical evaluations and composite wood structures recovered from this flight provided valuable engineering insights for Allied aircraft development. Historically, the ferocious defense mounted by Dutch interceptors contributed significantly to the destruction of more than 250 Junkers transport aircraft during the opening week of the campaign, severely disrupting Germany's strategic air transport capabilities and forcing a permanent reassessment of airborne deployment strategies. The ultimate lesson of the Fokker development demonstrates that tactical innovation and mechanical ingenuity can allow a smaller nation to punch far above its weight, leaving a permanent legacy in the history of military aviation. Do you think that if neutral European nations had heavily invested in advanced heavy interceptors like the Dutch design prior to 1940, the rapid expansion of blitzkrieg air power could have been permanently halted? Share your perspective in the comments below.